Okay, everyone saw the title, so let's jump right in. Earth 2 is about to make me thousands, and it's about damn time. Lightning fast recap for anyone new to the story, and there's also going to be a playlist linked down below in the description with like 4 or 5 other videos. Earth 2 is a disaster that just keeps getting worse, and it's been fully documented not just by me, but by many other creators. So again, if you're unfamiliar and want the full story, and it's a bumpy ride, there's a link down below in the description to a playlist. General summary, Earth 2 is a project that is meant to build a 1-to-1 scale replica of the entire Earth, turn it into a metaverse of sorts, and rival the likes of Ready Player One or The Matrix. Right now, all you can do is buy little tiles on Google Earth, or rather little tiles on a Mapbox satellite map of Earth. They get testy when you say Google Earth because it's not technically correct, and sell them to each other for larger and larger sums of money. Example, the Statue of Liberty, actually just a few squares on the digital satellite map of the island where she sits, just sold for $65,000 to someone in South Korea. They can't do anything with those tiles, but they bought them for $65,000 from another player when even the highly suspect probably manipulated algorithm of the site itself, and their terms of service says that they can manipulate the algorithm at will and don't guarantee the accuracy of the information presented on the site at all, has them pegged, all of those tiles that are worth $65,000 to someone, has them pegged as being worth $4,500. It's an absolute joke, but it just got worse. The funny thing is, the diehard shills and fans defending the project don't even think it's getting worse, they think it's getting better, and they think that people like me are either A, lying to you for profit, or B, stupid. Here's one of the self-proclaimed leaders in the Earth 2 creator space, Randy Chavez, who will say it in his own words.
You're disrupting the narrative that they had that was laid out for them, and you're disrupting everything that they believe so far as this game. Because again, let's say they trust Big Fry, let's say they trust Upper Echelon Games. Like, well, either one of two things is happening. You either suggest or confirm that the people that they followed either do not have their best interests at heart because they are they're tricking them into believing something just for the views, just for the monetary funds, or that the people that, again, they trust and love and hold in such high esteem are just not that smart. Like, again, either they're tricking them or they're not that smart, and they were wrong. And either one is just going to be like, well, okay, your heroes are now they're made human.
I'll set aside the fact that Mr. Randy Chavez has a clear vested financial interest in pushing others to invest in this garbage, and the fact that he calls his little army of idiots buying tiles Chavez-topia, in order to focus on the larger issue, which is Phase 2 of the Earth 2 project. Here's the problem. Anyone saying similar things to Mr. Chavez forgot to account for option C, which is, I absolutely do believe what I'm saying. I am in no way, shape, or form lying to my audience. I will continue to call the project a scam. That narrative is not dissipating by any stretch, and I will make thousands of dollars in the process. Before unveiling how exactly I plan to do that, let's really dive in on Phase 2, because for an update reported to be the final word in the debate of legitimacy, I really don't think Earth 2 could have done a shittier job. This big update can be summarized in a single word: jewels. Jewels are the entire premise, but when you hear what jewels even are, you'll see. Jewels are resource boosters that will eventually increase the resource production of the tiles that you own. One slight issue: the resources aren't in the game yet. I shouldn't even say game, honestly. This isn't even close to a game. It's a grand promise that isn't technologically possible right now and won't be for decades, which is also being simultaneously explored by teams like Epic Games, who has an actual staff of developers and actual resources to devote to the project. So the assumption that Earth 2 could ever or will ever compete with that type of adversary is laughable. Let me put this in perspective. Jewels are like the gardening XP bonus items in RuneScape. They allow you to get more resources from the things that you do or the plots that you own, but they aren't usable for anything else. Except one small problem here. RuneScape is an actual game. Imagine if, before RuneScape even existed, they were dispensing gardening XP boosters and you couldn't do anything with them. They weren't tied to a functional skill, game, or system, but the entire community suckled at the developer teat as if this is somehow a good update that proved the project is amazing. When I first heard about this, I genuinely couldn't keep a straight face. Setting aside the fact that RuneScape never said they were going to become The Matrix, and they literally claim that on the website for Earth 2, we need to realize that this is like Epic Games selling V-Bucks before Fortnite even existed. It's like Rockstar selling shark cards but there's no GTA 5, and it's legitimately hard to put into words how unbelievably stupid this update really is. Somehow, the addition of Joule resource boosters into an ecosystem where they aren't even usable is heralded as some sort of technological genius, but it gets even better. One of the other things that has been stepping to the defense of this dumpster fire is a new partnership with what was said to be a monumental and incredibly important company for the project. With words like that, I would think they just partnered with Google itself or got $35 billion from Amazon to explore their profound vision. Nope. The partnership appears to be with a marketing and PR firm called Vicarious. Now, let's frame this properly because I don't want the point to get obfuscated or ignored by the brain-dead content creators who defend this project. Vicarious PR is not a tech firm or a developer team or any sort of legitimate partner that will boost the efficacy, validity, efficiency, or functionality of the platform. Vicarious PR is a marketing company who's going to help place better Facebook ads or Instagram ads and lure more people into the scam. In the face of overwhelming criticism about their ability to even execute the project, in the face of a developer, a known scammer who was hired by Earth-2 in the midst of all this, lying on tape, saying that the CEO himself of the project was about to launch a $3 or $4 million lawsuit against YouTubers for their criticism, and he's still employed, by the way, after that lie, and in the middle of a swirling controversy about the very legitimacy of their platform's mission, they don't partner with someone who can help make their impossible claims a reality. They partner with a company that will try to get more people to invest money. That's it. I need to say this as clearly as possible right now. Massive technology firms with billions and billions of dollars can't even emulate VR physics properly in a small digital space. The biggest publishers in the world, with thousands, tens of thousands even, of employees, can't even create a populated open world larger than a few kilometers. The idea that a team of developers whose previous experience is an abandoned early access title on Steam called Drone, if you want to look it up, and a known 18-year-old pathological liar and scammer can create a one-to-one replica of the entire Earth with fully immersive environments, buildings, resources, and now apparently PvP, it's insane. It is actual brain rot, and I can't even bring myself to do the obligatory, well, maybe some people just didn't realize type thing, because anyone investing in this project is either so far gone they don't understand basic reality, or they are trying to shill the project in such a way that their own investment grows and becomes liquid again, while others get sucked into the delusion. This brings me, finally, to my own profit. I get accused of using Earth-2 as a profiteering mechanism all the time, constantly. So why not do it? Here are 3 merchandise designs playing on the concept of burning down this joke of a project, with a store link down below in the description. Flaming Earth, grid tiles, UE logos, you name it. There are 3 different options, distinctly different, tons of different colors, and every single purchase gives me money and rewards me for shitting on this game, which isn't a game, in a monetary way, which is what they all say I do anyways, so why not actually get something for myself? Here's the reality. Earth-2 has missed many major self-imposed milestones and deadlines so far. Resources, essence, and much more. The project has warped and transitioned in order to accommodate popular trends like blockchain integration and soon NFTs. Except there's a problem. The NFT craze is dying. What started as a rapid ascension of multi-million-dollar artwork purchases became a drop-off in interest and legitimacy as the market was invaded by minting startups and fraudulently claimed images. Earth-2 is now devoting a lot of their time and resources to capitalizing on a trend that's actively dying with less and less interest every single day. Instead of working on their actual concept, which isn't possible, they are working on flavor of the month trends to rake in more and more money in the short term, while partnering with PR firms to rake in more and more money in the short term. Their big update for Phase 2 is not only late, it's literally useless, because the rest of what was supposed to be there isn't there, and all of this combined should signal with absolute clarity that the project is a greedy joke. Earth-2 already has a liquidity problem. It's just not catastrophic for the moment. When people invest money under their affiliate marketing framework, which is highly indicative of multi-level marketing scams by itself, they get cash discounts the further down they go. That means less money exists on the platform than was originally invested. When the team uses these funds, and this is the most important part, when the team uses the funds, and this is advertised as like a crowdfunding method or some form of early investment to fund the development of the project. So when the team uses the funds in any capacity whatsoever, wages, partnerships, ad spends, PR marketing firms, all of it, they decrease the amount of funds that are available for cash withdrawals. What has already happened to some degree, either extreme or moderate remains to be seen, is that the amount of money available to be paid out has decreased below the threshold of the amount invested on the platform initially. We are actively seeing stories about withdrawals to bank accounts taking months to happen, and this is a symptom of liquidity. If Earth 2 investors went to withdraw in any comprehensive number, it would not be possible. If a sizable chunk of the community demanded, give us our money, they don't even have to give it to you. Under their terms of service, they can just seize your digital land and your e-dollars whenever they want for whatever reason, which is like saying that E-Trade or Robinhood can just take your investment portfolio if they feel like it, which is not at all how it works. It's highly illegal, but somehow Earth 2 is existing as a investment platform with none of the regulation and none of the accountability. So that's like a whole different can of worms. But anyways, if a sizable chunk of the community demanded, give us our money, it would be impossible to dispense. There are more e-dollars on their framework tied directly to player wallets than can possibly ever be backed by their accounts as a function of what was put in initially, without off-platform cash flow from other investors. And what does that sound like? When other investors are depositing money that's being used to pay back other investors who want their money. Like, genuinely, go over that in your head for a second and tell me what it sounds like. They are almost certainly insolvent at this stage already, let alone further down the line. And this means that when the music stops, and it will stop, a lot of people are going to lose everything they have on the platform. The basic fundamental premise here for Earth 2's profit is prolonging Phase 2. They literally cannot deliver their third phase, and any attempt at doing so will break the mirror. It will shatter the illusion, if you will. If they try to deliver a 1-to-1 scale replica of Earth with building, PvP, whatever that would even look like, building physics, resources, and the spiderweb of intricate systems required to link those things together in any comprehensive way, it will become painfully obvious right away that they will never be able to accomplish even a tiny sliver of what they promise, and the entire house of cards would likely immediately collapse. Their only path forward is to extend the time frame in which people are willing to put money into something that doesn't exist. String along their investors, onboard PR firms, get more and more hype, but never try to deliver anything real because it isn't possible. The longer they extend this current phase, effectively keeping everything in stasis to capitalize on blockchain tech or NFTs and get more and more investors, the longer they can harvest money from every transaction and the longer their business model remains viable. That music will stop. These tiles are not worth $65,000. The public will not accept an ongoing claim of we are making the Matrix for the astronomical number of years it would take before that's possible. I'm talking decades at minimum. And a team of developers who literally hires proven liars and scammers who then lie on tape about the CEO of the company and remain employed. It's mind-blowing. While launching useless fragments of a system, not even a whole system, for resource boosters, when resources don't even exist, are not capable of making what they say. Earth 2 is one of the most incredibly idiotic things I have ever seen in my entire life, and if I'm going to be constantly accused of doing this directly for profit, why not actually get the money? Earth 2 is about to make me thousands of dollars, and hopefully everyone who orders will be happy with the very real product that is being sent in return. Again, links down below. The shirts can be bought for 20% off today only for the next 24 hours to celebrate everyone who gets to the video early. Code DAY1. After that, normal price. And all the profits, all of them, go to me, living my best life. Thanks to Earth 2. That's it. If you want support in other ways, there are links down below. Odyssey is a YouTube platform alternative that greatly supports their creators. There's also Locals, $5 a month for completely ad-free versions of the videos, and a constant merch discount for members on Locals. There's another gaming YouTuber to check out, and some other stuff too. I'm actually permanently banned on Twitter now, so that's not there anymore. But I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.